closet.
Okay. You want to do this?
On in and set her free. Ow.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
2020.
This is it.
What the fuck?
Welcome to One Topic, where we stick to one topic. My name is Autumn Fisher.
My name is Greg Russ, and this is our first show of the new year, and that doesn't make me happy. Just another year gone by, and what the hell have I done?
Yeah, I could say some trite thing about going around the sun.
I could say we've done 52 shows. This is our 53rd. 1 year's worth of shows. We could call this season 2 if you wanted. I refuse to do that.
No.
Because I don't think there should be seasons. This is
You're not against seasons in general.
This is a never-ending marathon.
Yeah, and we haven't missed 1 week.
No.
Up top, Greg. Yeah.
High five.
I feel really proud that we haven't missed a week.
I feel proud about that too.
Yeah.
But, all this thought about I've always hated the new year. This has been stated before. This is not news. We don't need to go into the reasons why. The fear of death.
Uh-huh.
But it got me thinking because it's my week to pick a topic. And not resolutions. God, no. No.
Why are you so against resolutions?
Because they're crap. You're not going to change something unless you want to change it. A time of the year, and you say, okay, I get that it's a nice marker. It helps you keep track of how long you have kept behavioral change up. But no, I'm not into it. I think anytime there's pressure to do something, someone feels like they're supposed to do something because they said, when that calendar flips over, that I'm going to, it's done. You're doomed. Doesn't mean that people don't get it done, but for the most part, you're doomed. Just start it whenever the hell you feel like it. Not resolutions. We're going to talk about purging, not barfing either. Not I ate so much.
Not binging and purging.
Yeah, I ate so much pizza, and I'm just going to let it all out.
Yeah. You mean your belongings.
Yeah, I was looking at my closet the other day, and I was thinking, what the fuck is this? What are all these pants that I thought that I would? I wear black pants. I wear gray pants. That is about it. I go out and I buy these other clothes thinking I'm going to change.
Like, what other color pants do you have?
It's the anti-resolution show. We're not talking about changing. I'm saying that this is who
embracing.
I am. This is who I am. So this isn't going to change.
So these dreams you have with these other pants of the kind of person you would be with your terracotta colored pants, your terracotta chinos, you say, "Feh, I'm getting rid of them."
That's what I say.
I'll never be that Greg wearing those teal mermaid pants.
I like to think that I will be
That's what I mean. It's a dream of a different person.
But I'm finally happy with who I am. So I don't need to be the person who wears the terracotta pants.
Do you have a linen suit?
No.
That you would wear to a Miami Beach wedding?
Look. In my struggle for identity, I never went to linen. Thank God I never went down the linen path.
Yeah.
So I've been through the closet before. We could just call this.
You have all that chest hair. It would look real good in that white. You may get some gold chains, get a tight haircut.
Yeah, the chest hair. Do women like chest hair? From as far as I know, it's out. People don't like it.
I disagree. I like the chest hair. It's like masculine. It's I think that there was a real push against it for a while because of all the manscaping and stuff that was popular for a while. Like, wow, men can trim their eyebrows, So I think it just got carried away, and because a lot of gay culture was really coming into the mainstream culture, the cis heteronormative culture. And so I think that some gay men want some pretty slick slippery seals. And so they wanted slippery men, but I don't know. I don't mind a big masculine hairy dude. Maybe not on their back.
Yeah,
shoulders.
There's not really hair on my back. I can say that. There's a little bit. No, it means nothing. It's not. For the sake of this conversation,
It's not like a carpet
no.
on your back.
There's some strays.
I do feel bad for those people.
People have hair on their back.
Like a lot of hair on their backs.
I don't.
No?
No. Why do you feel bad for them? You can get rid of it. You go get a wax. This isn't what we're talking
Okay.
about. We're not talking about the, if you want to
Those people should embrace who they are.
If you want to do a whole show on body hair, just add it to that list of shows that we say we're going to do that maybe we're never going to do.
Yeah, like semantics.
Socks was the one. Here.
Uh-oh.
I pushed for socks for a long time. I said, we're going to do a whole show on socks. If we can pull off a show on socks, then people are really going to say, wow, I trust those two. I'll listen to anything they do. And then someone that I know very well, and I think highly of, said, I was kind of bored by socks. But she also likes the deeper stuff.
Yeah, so not everybody felt that way. You can't just, that's anecdotal. That's one data point.
Yeah, but it's someone I like.
I know.
So,
but everybody, even people you like, have opinions that maybe you don't agree with.
So add it to the list.
Okay, I put it down. Body hair. We're not going to talk about that anymore.
No, we're going back to that closet. Let's just call the show Greg's Closet.
Ooh.
Let's not actually do that because, I don't want to scare people away. Though purging, I don't know. That's going to pull people in. Well, it can be called Purging / Greg's Closet.
Okay.
No, several times a year for several years now I go through and I look at all these clothes and I'm not going to throw that away. I'm going to wear this. I'm going to wear that chunky sweater with stripes on it. Or I'm going to wear those houndstooth pants.
You have houndstooth pants?
I do have a pair.
Are they big patterns? Like a really,
no.
they're
the
2" by 2" houndstooth?
No.
White and black?
Look, when I make these decisions, they're still classy.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even in the blue jeans anymore. But I've got all this shit in there. I've got a suitcase with a bowling ball in it and an oversized laptop that at this point is 20 years old. And I don't want to throw that away.
Wow. Does it still work?
The laptop?
No, the bowling ball.
Bowling ball.
Tell me, how's your bowling ball doing?
Well, it does have a chip out of it, so maybe it didn't work.
Okay.
The laptop, I'll tell you.
Oh, sorry. Professional. Sorry.
The laptop probably doesn't work because, I was using it for porn, and I think it got a lot of malware on it.
Oh.
So it doesn't really want to boot up anymore.
How old is it?
It's very old. At least probably it's 20 years old.
Wow. Okay. Get rid of that thing.
I want to keep it.
This is the problem. That is the problem.
Okay. We can get into things. We can move from here.
Okay.
I do want to say that I started the show by saying I'm not going to change. I am who I am. There are certain things I need to change. Basically, this sentimentality is what needs to change. That's what I'm going to purge. It's a list for tonight's show.
Yeah.
Or today's show, whenever. We're recording it a few hours before it's going to be released. Really pushing it to the limit. The things that I wrote down about purging, it's really all tied to being sentimental. And that's why, okay, that's it. I'm done. We don't even need to do any more of the show. What I'm purging is my...
Sentimentality?
Yes.
Okay.
My sweet, sentimental nature.
Now, I don't think that you have to totally get rid of that because you should keep things for sentimental value. There are things that truly do hold sentimental value. You need to hone your laser beam of sentimentality instead of it being like a scattered, fuzzy. You need to focus it. You need to focus it in on things that actually have value in sentiment and not just, well, it's a computer that I used 20 years ago that had porn on it. That you don't need to keep that.
It was a nice time of my life. Here's the thing.
The time is still nice.
Here's the thing. I look at these things and constantly think that was a nice time of my life. But the truth was, it wasn't that nice of a time in my life.
Yeah. What do you see fondly that you know isn't really true?
It's just my photo album. People take pictures of things. I don't like taking pictures of things. It's like keeping things.
So it's the pictures on that computer?
Well, who knows what's on there? Probably are pictures on there I'd like to keep on that computer.
Oh, I just discovered something. Why you won't get rid of it?
Look, I have nothing to hide. You want to try to boot that computer up at some point?
Yeah.
We can. All right, we can try to boot it up.
Yeah, we'll put it on Facebook and say, like, what's in Greg's computer?
Yeah, like we could do it publicly.
Mhm.
We can do a live stream.
Okay. What if it doesn't start up like the Al Capone's vault? Just nothing. It doesn't start.
Well, we'll pull the people in.
Okay.
And then,
With a countdown on Facebook for when it's going to start.
People still talk about Al Capone's vault and how there was nothing in it. So, you want to call that a failure? I don't know. It's still being discussed.
That's right.
Thanks, Geraldo.
Mm-hmm. Where's Geraldo?
He's still around. He's,
Is he like a really right-wing Republican person now?
No. I mean,
No?
he
Is it the other way?
no. He's not extreme.
Oh, there was for some reason I thought that he was really vocal about something and then he disappeared.
Well, he can be extreme. But he's on Fox News quite a bit.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's winning. So one side doesn't like him because he's on Fox News. And from what I know, a lot of the extreme people don't like him because they don't think he's extreme enough.
Oh, okay.
That's where he is. That's where Al Capone's vault gets you.
Mm-hmm.
Gets you a lot of money a year. Being a guy that people don't like all around.
And you have to keep that mustache for the rest of your life.
That's who he is. He needs to purge that thing.
Yes, he does. He's too sentimental about that mustache. Man, this mustache has gotten me through great times. Has it really? Al Capone's vault, you had the mustache then.
Even John Oates got rid of his mustache.
I know. He shouldn't have.
It's been gone for a while.
Yeah. But I don't know who he is without that mustache.
We can call him.
Oh, yeah, you have his number.
Mm-hmm. I have John Oates' phone number.
You gave me... Okay, anyway, we're going off topic. What else is it? Okay, so why can't you get rid of the bowling ball? Why do you have a bowling ball? Did you move that bowling ball to New York?
Yes.
Wow. That is... And you've moved it from apartment to apartment.
Yes.
A bowling ball.
Because I bowled a 219 once with it. And that was a personal best. And it's nice red
You had
color.
already you'd purchased your own bowling ball?
No, I stole it.
Oh, from a Brunswick or
But
something?
So it was from a bowling alley, but it was like a nicer one, not ones that they usually...
Uh-huh.
There was some work involved. And that was there's the sentimental attachment to it.
The fact that you stole it for some reason makes me feel better about keeping it.
Well, the 219.
Yeah, to me that doesn't, I mean, the fact that you stole it means more to me for some reason.
We should see my unconventional bowling style. I don't put my thumb in the ball. I kind of palm it, but I put the fingers where they're supposed to go, but I don't put the thumb in.
Oh, do you do that? Yeah, do you do that like curled up thing? Like curled up onto your arm sort of as you go back and then fling it down?
Yeah, you should see it.
Interesting. Now, is that the only time you've bowled something so high, at such a high score?
Yeah, but I haven't bowled with that ball in a long time.
So do you think that by keeping the ball that somehow that'll be like the marker that you'll always meet in some sort of like weird good luck way?
Here's the full thing.
Because what if you brought it back out and you bowled, like a 90? Something crazy.
Well, I would say I'm rusty.
You would still, but see what I mean? Like you would still keep that supernatural power that you've given that bowling ball, even if it doesn't hold up its end of the bargain.
Maybe that's why I haven't bowled with it since. Oh. Because I want to let it live as it lives in my head. The full story.
But you wouldn't know if it were there or not. It could just be missing one day and you would never know the difference.
The full story is I got the bowling ball, bowled a lot with my friends. There was a bowling alley that was 24 hours in Atlanta. Go there quite a bit, smoked cigarettes as I was going up to the line to bowl. I haven't had a cigarette in
so vintage
7 years. And, get really drunk. And when I was working at 99X, I would go after my shift because I could, and I didn't have to be anywhere until 7 p.m. the next night. And, so it's tied to all that. That's why I don't get rid of the bowling ball. It's tied to this point in my life of this thing that I enjoyed instead of just having memories or some pictures of it.
Mm-hmm.
I lug around the bowling ball, the 14-pound bowling ball. It's a 14.
Wow. It's heavy.
Yeah. And it's in this suitcase that I'm never going to use again because it's an oversized suitcase.
All right. So how do you feel about that? Do you feel good about that? Or you want to get rid of this thing you're talking about?
I think that it's time, just with the new year, and if there's going to be a new me, and the new me is really just the me saying I'm okay with who I am and living in the moment, then I can get rid of this other stuff.
And maybe not holding on to some you from the past.
Now that I'm capable of actually having relationships with people that are meaningful, I don't think I need these objects to remind me of good times gone by.
Yeah. Now, okay, I feel like it's fine to keep some things for sentimental value. You know what I mean? Like I have some t-shirts that I'll never wear again, but they were from, my all the plays that I did when I was a kid. And I don't want to get rid of those. Like the bowling ball and like the the computer. I'm sure there's more. Those are the two we've talked about. Even I know that those times existed, but it's a t-shirt that I'll never. I mean, a bowling ball is just a bowling ball. A computer, especially if it's been sitting there for that long. I mean, who knows what condition it might be in, if it works at all. I feel like a t-shirt really is somehow different.
It's not. It's no different.
I feel like it is.
How is it? Tell me how it's different.
Because
I don't think it's any different.
Because it was printed and special. It has our signatures on the back of everyone from the play, and it has the church's name on it and stuff. Like because it was at church. It wasn't church play. It was at a church. But I don't know. It has like when it was, the year it was. I feel like it's different somehow.
I don't think the computer's special. It's different than other computers. It's filled with treasures of my past. Maybe some really bad writings are on there. Who knows? I don't even know. It's a time capsule at this point.
Okay, but if it doesn't work, if you try and get it going, it doesn't work, what would you do? Would you still keep it?
I guess I'd smash it to bits.
Like dust to dust.
Yeah. Not necessarily for fun, but that hard drive still exists. I have to get rid of that because I don't know what's on it.
Well, if the hard drive is still good, then couldn't you then somehow undo it and put it somewhere else and then it would work?
Well, it's the hard drive. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just getting off. Who cares? Who cares?
Sorry. Listen, because I like the idea of purging. I love purging, especially when you're in that mindset. You're like in that, that mood where you're like, I'm going to be clear-headed. I'm going to know what I need to keep, and I'm going to know what I need to get rid of, and I'm going to be fine with getting rid of something I kind of still like, but I know doesn't fit or is not doing me any good here. Like I have some shoes that I have that I really should get rid of because sometimes like the pants, it's like a dream of the person who wears these shoes. But the reality is I just don't wear them. So I should get rid of them. So I love that mood. So I'm with you.
But why don't you get rid of these shoes then? If you should, why are you holding on to them? Again,
it's the dream of wearing these shoes.
But you're saying you're a person who loves this purging.
I love the mood. I love that mindset that you can get in where you're like, I'm ready to do this. But at the same time, I have the same things you do. So that's why I'm trying to figure out how to keep your computer. I'm like, okay, but if you take the hard drive, couldn't you keep it? You know, like I'm trying to help you do it because I want to keep it too. But I also understand the idea and the freedom it really is. Like, I don't understand people who have those minimalist houses where like they have nothing. How do they live with just nothing?
It's reflective of a mindset. It's a clean mind.
Yeah, right. You're just telegraphing some bullshit about who you want to be.
I carry no excess in my mind. I present that to the world in my house and my being.
Yeah. I have 2 pairs of socks.
Yeah. Look, that's all you need. You wear one pair, you wash the other. You wear that pair, you wash the other. You wear that pair, you wash the other.
Do you remember the cribs with Moby in his minimalist house?
No.
It was so annoying.
I have Moby's phone number too.
Oh man, let's call all these people. He had this huge like mansion-y house in the woods, but it was all like fancy modern minimalist. I just kept thinking like your house is not minimalist. The inside of it is, but the whole house is not. So what do you live in this like giant empty house? If you're gonna have a big old giant house, make it warm and cozy. You know what I mean? He really should have been. A minimalist house is one of those stupid tiny houses which I also hate.
I'm just trying to follow your logic. A minimalist house is one of those stupid tiny houses. How so?
Because then you're actually being a minimalist, because you have to have very minimal things. To have a big house full of just nothing, and you're really just, at that point, you're just showing, you're really, the house and the way that you've decorated it on the inside is just a way to show people that you're a minimalist, instead of actually living the life of a minimalist, which would be like people who convert those big container truck things and like make them into a house. You know what I mean? Like
crate.
Yeah, shipping crate. Yeah, that would be like a minimalist person. Anyway.
Look, I mean, speaking of that, one of the reasons just practically why I need this, I live in a New York City apartment. It's not that big. And I think it's almost at capacity. And I'll tell you what really inspired this whole thought process was our underwear show, because I cleared out a whole drawer of boxer shorts that I will never wear again, though I still haven't thrown them away. I put them in a trash bag, and now you know where they are?
Where?
In the closet. So,
no. Oh, no. Why?
There's many good times in those underwear.
You sound like people on Hoarders.
This, look.
Which you are, I know you're familiar with.
A traumatic event in my life could trigger hoarding. I do not doubt
you're
that.
ready. You're primed. You have all of the like genetic markers ready to go. You just need some trauma.
No, I think I'm moving past it. Like I said, I'm now able to have meaningful human interactions. Look at me. What it is to be human is gregorous, but speaking is not something that is in my program yet. Human.
You're doing great. Keep
We're
going.
still working on vocabulary.
Pronunciation.
Yes, so I think I am moving past it, and hopefully that if something bad happened, I would just turn to people instead of keeping.
Do you think before, though, you would have maybe gone inward and started hoarding a bit?
Who knows where it would have led.
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you. Because, yes, one of the things on my notes for this show was my freezer for purging. I had some frozen White Castles in there, way past the expiration date. And I didn't want to throw them away because we used them on that other podcast that I do sometimes, which I'll give the name of, Usual Rejects, which is tied to a theater in New York, a very small theater, and they do a stage show. That's why it's called that, because the stage show is called The Usual Rejects, and then they do these movie readings on stage, and it's actually a very funny show.
Okay.
But it's another podcast that isn't done weekly, and I think that if you don't do a show on any kind of regular basis, then who the hell's going to listen to it? But we had a segment early on when we were first recording in my apartment before we moved to the theater and started recording there. I wanted to have a segment where we tried to figure out how to cook White Castles perfectly in the microwave. Because they're almost impossible to do, like bagel bites.
Yeah.
They're either too hard, or you get the bagel on the bagel bite, or the edges of the White Castle burger good, but the middle's still frozen.
Right. Yeah.
I think,
or like the outside is like white hot, frozen in the middle.
It's like or if you're getting the middle cooked, then the outsides are hard. It just
like super hard.
It's like impossible to cook these things properly. So I wanted it to be a segment on the show. And I thought that was fun.
And how many years ago was that?
Well, that was only 2 years ago.
Okay.
But I should throw the White Castle burgers away.
Yeah.
I wasn't ever going to eat them.
Yeah.
They're expired. And I just thought that I enjoyed that. That was fun.
God, that really does sound like something you'd see on Hoarders for real.
This is what I mean. You're getting into the territory where they're ridiculous items, not just a drawer full of ticket stubs. Look at these concerts I went to when I worked in radio, or all these movies. I still keep movies. Well, not anymore because now, movie tickets are on the phone. But I would keep those.
You take a screenshot and then you get them printed at CVS and you put them in the drawer.
Matte. It's a matte finish. I don't want a glossy finish.
No.
Who the hell wants glossy photos?
I like the way they sound. They have a great sound. Glossy photos like.
Matte is class.
There's someone named Matt right now that really got a bunch of adrenaline. Like, Greg thinks I'm class.
All you Matts.
Classy.
You're class.
Mm-hmm.
And all you Glossies. There's probably one kid named Glossy.
Glossy. It's French. It's really like Glossier or something. Okay. Have you heard of Marie Kondo? We have to talk about Marie Kondo.
No, you were telling me about Marie Kondo a bit, and then you're going on. I said, no. Tell me on the show.
Okay, so a lot of people know. It's really weird that you don't, because it became such a thing. Like, she became a verb, like you Marie Kondo your house. So she is she was on a Netflix show, and it was about decluttering your spaces. So she is Japanese, and she talks about how living in a small space, like, you can never, accumulate too many things, and Japanese people have a way of taking care of their things. And so she talked a lot about that with your own items. And she said, like, if you feel like something is too cluttered, she says, get all of it off of the thing, or take all of it out of the drawer, every single thing, and go through each item piece by piece. And when you decide that you don't want it, you like touch it and you hold it and you close your eyes and you think about a memory that you had with it and you like thank it, and then you get rid of it and it's gone.
I'm not doing that.
I know that's a lot, but she also has a way of
I'm not thanking the thing.
Folding things very thoughtfully.
As crazy as I am, I'm not talking to my bowling ball.
Well, okay, you don't have to speak to it, but what she means is like take a moment.
Thank you for the $2.19
to appreciate the object, right? Which I think has a little bit of merit. Like,
I understand. I'm being obtuse.
Okay.
I'm sorry to sidetrack you and derail you. So yes, I understand the sentiment behind this.
You would have trouble getting rid of your brick of a computer and maybe the bowling ball, but instead you could take it out thoughtfully, think about what it meant for you, and then just sayonara.
You know what? Under my bed, there's a Dell computer. A tower.
No! A desktop?
Yes.
A CPU?
Wow, I forgot about that. I've moved since I stopped using that, and that came along with me too.
Wow. How did that make the cut when you're moving?
I think that...
Especially when you're moving, that's a great time to be like, fuck, out of here.
These things are like time capsules to me, and I'm a big fan of time capsules.
But you can't plug in that. How are you going to, how would you plug it into anything? You'd have to go to Goodwill and get some weird computer parts up on that electronics shelf to be able to.
Just the monitor, which I think I did throw the monitor away. I don't, anyway. That's
interesting.
So going back to this lady that everyone loves.
Yeah. I think that was an interesting thing to do. I thought that was nice.
Okay, so when you get rid of things.
Yeah.
You said it's easy, but then you said you have all these shoes you haven't gotten rid of.
Well, listen, I don't have a lot of shoes. I just have, I know what you mean about, like, when you talked about the pants. There's some things.
What's going on?
It's Rosie.
Oh, I see what's going on. Okay.
When you.
That was your robot vacuum.
She's turning on. She needs to go home.
Your robot vacuum is trying to purge the dirt from your carpet.
Rosie, go to sleep. It's late.
You're gonna wake up one night and the thing's gonna be vacuuming your face. This is the future of AI. Once it decides to attack.
Yeah. It knows my home. It knows every inch of my home.
And it's mapping it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's not being sent somewhere.
No, this one isn't that smart. Those iRobots, those like remember your space. You can talk to it. You can tell it to go clean specific rooms. That's creepy. But I'm into it because I love my robot vacuum. The pants and the shoes. I was just understanding you because I feel like sometimes it's a dream of, women have it all the time. Like you keep your tighter clothes because you're like, I'm going to lose this 10 pounds. I'm going to get back into these clothes. And so it's a dream.
That could also be a goal. Like if I have this, maybe I'll stay motivated.
Yeah, you're not.
No, because what ultimately happens is if you do ever try it on and it doesn't fit, you just feel like shit.
Yeah. But really, the key is keep wearing it. Feel tight. Feel the tightness. Because when you get bigger and bigger clothes, you just get more comfier and comfier. And you're like, yeah, more Cheez-Its, no problem. If you keep yourself in tight clothes, then you feel the tightness and you're uncomfortable. And you're like, ugh, no more Cheez-Its. I'm too squishy.
I thought that's maybe a hypothetical thing at first until you brought up Cheez-Its. Like, a very personal story.
I'm bringing in a real life situation into a hypothesis. This is why nurses have gotten bigger and bigger, because this is my theory, because they used to wear like sort of like tighter cinched in nurses outfits. I'm not talking about the Halloween thing, but like for real tighter ones. And then they got scrubs, which are so comfy. So you're nice and comfy all day. Another donut? Yes, thank you.
Is it illegal to wear scrubs if you don't work in a hospital? Like it'd be illegal to impersonate a cop?
I don't think it's illegal. I mean,
okay, I guess the question would be if you're impersonating a medical professional, then maybe that's illegal.
I mean, you could just walk around with like your student ID badge clipped to some scrubs, and maybe people would treat you a certain way.
Yeah, the only people who dress like slop and are respected.
Yeah, scrubs.
Look at that. Look at that. Automatically makes a guy look better.
Scrubs?
Yeah, I'd look at the men on the train.
Oh, really? You think they're surgeons?
And they're going to work. And they're wearing their scrubs.
I don't Batman?
I said that man.
Oh.
Not Batman. No.
Like maybe they're superheroes, like they're saving lives.
No. Just saying. Smart, possibly rich.
I wanted to I think a great time to purge, if you don't want to do the bullshit first of the year type of thing, is to plan a party. Because then you start looking around your place with fresh eyes. You know what I mean? When you're just living in your place, you get, the blinders on and you're just doing what you know where things are. You're not looking around like a newcomer. And then when you're having a party, you start looking around, you're like, oh, my baseboards are so gross. Or like, man, these cobwebs, how did they get there? You start thinking about those things. And so you have to, and even if you have like a pile of stuff that you want to donate in the corner, you got to get rid of it. You got to donate it because the party's coming. You can't have some weird pile of clothes and all your friends are coming. You're going to give them a tour. You're like, what's that pile of clothes? Like, nothing.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Again, the size of my apartment, I have seating for 3, 4. Take the desk chair. Max. The couch.
You can sit in the separate nook in the bed.
Yeah,
Somebody could sit over
People could sit on the bed. Look, I think to have a party there would be funny in its own right. And then
BYOC. Bring your own chair.
Yes, I'll supply the booze.
Mm-hmm.
You just got to bring your own chair. And then we'll all just... how many people do you think you could really fit in there?
Standing?
Yeah. Estimate.
I don't know, maybe 15 max. Maybe less, 10.
There's no milling about.
No.
There's no other rooms to retreat to.
No. This is like uncomfortable squeezing past each other. 10. Right?
Yeah, I used to like the idea, especially my old apartment, which was even smaller. How
many square feet was that? Do you know?
The last apartment?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, 275.
Really?
Yeah.
275?
Yeah, I'd say with low ceilings too.
Ugh. How much were you paying?
$1,200. Which was a steal. Greenwich Village, block and a half south of Washington Square Park.
Wow.
$1,200, a steal.
That's the one where your dad cried?
Yeah, my dad saw my apartment for the first time. Thought I was living in squalor. Felt bad for me. It's like, no. Then we walked around the neighborhood. He's like, why don't you live in this building? Or what about this? And I said, I can't afford any of that.
Yeah. How much were the places around you?
I don't know. It's hard to gauge. This was 2009 when I moved into that place, and they didn't raise my rent. Well, they raised it once. $12, 1%. The other one's probably in 2009. Same size. I don't know, low 2000s. At that point.
Same size?
Now we're talking about 10 years later. So who knows what they are? 2,800? 3,000?
For 200 something square feet?
Probably. It's gross. I don't know where all the money comes from.
Wow.
I don't understand how they all are rented. Who can afford them? But it happens. But the idea was a reality show set or following some around. It doesn't matter the reason.
Mm-hmm.
Someone lives in an apartment that size, so like the cameramen have to squeeze in and the sound
Yeah.
people. So
That's what I was thinking too. There's no room for the crew.
That's what I thought it would be funny. So that's like part of the show. It's like, excuse me, and you're bumping into. That's real. That's actual reality.
That's true.
Yes. You looked at your list. I thought I have more on my list.
Tell me more on your list.
We talked about shoes. You've seen the pile of shoes. That's another thing that I need to get rid of. I keep these shoes. I'll wear those. I'm not going to wear it. Half those things.
Like what? What do you have? What kind of shoes do you have that you think I should keep them, but you'll never wear them?
There's some boots that I don't like because they're this reddish brown and I hate the color. And
what's stopping you from tossing them or from donating them or whatever?
This idea that maybe one day I'll wear them. And then there's a pair of other more casual shoes, but like the heel was kind of coming off and I glued it back on. And I like those shoes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to wear them because they're falling apart.
But you said you fixed them.
Yeah, but it's not really holding.
No.
Things like that.
What kind of glue do you use?
Super glue? Gel? Not the liquid. Liquid wasn't good enough, but I used gel.
Yeah, sure. Gel's great.
There's probably special shoe glue.
Mm-hmm.
Under my bed, I know. I couldn't even tell you what's in half the boxes under my bed. I do know, for a non-religious person, I had some holy water at some point. It's because this is going back to high school.
Whoa, from where? Israel?
No, from my friend. Last name Randazzo.
Okay. Why? Am I supposed to be like, oh yeah, Randazzo in the holy water? Yeah, he's great.
I don't know what an Italian last name, Catholic. I was trying to make a connection there. I think that's where it came from. I used to keep it in my glove box, and as a joke, when people would get into the car with me, I'd put a drop on their knee. Like, we're protected now. Anyway.
Their knee?
Yeah, just one little drop on their knee.
Okay.
It's still water. It doesn't matter if it's holy water or not. That is a universe of God knows what kind of bacteria at this point. It's been sitting in a bottle.
It's probably, could it be evaporated? Maybe it's gone.
It could be gone. I mean, it was in a sealed bottle. I mean,
how sealed?
It's not airtight, I guess, but that's an
fascinating.
Sometimes I like to think that our universe is like in a bottle of holy water under someone's bed. It's just not being touched. And if they purged, our universe would come to an end. Because that could be happening under my bed right now.
Right. So you don't want this universe to end, so you're not going to end someone else's.
Well, who knows what's going on there? There's certainly life.
I am very interested to see what's under your bed.
There are boxes of things. I couldn't even tell you.
That should be a Facebook Live thing.
It could be another episode where I just pull out the boxes and tell people what's in them.
Yeah.
Under Greg's bed.
Yeah.
This week's topic. I know there's a box of DVDs.
Ooh, of what?
God, if I
Heat.
know. A lot of it's still wrapped in the plastic.
Ooh, fun. From what year? Like around what years?
This is probably early 2000s.
Anchorman. You got it from the station.
Yeah, there was a lot of radio station promotional DVDs.
Uh-huh.
But those are outdated. That's outdated.
SNL's greatest Chevy Chase something.
That's probably in there. Something like that. I think the very first
Lit's first album.
The very first Adam Sandler movie in there, which was something Going Overboard, I think it's called.
Oh.
For some reason that's in there.
Okay.
I've never watched it. I would tell you if this wouldn't be an embarrassment. This is a show where we're open. I would tell you if I watched that very first Adam Sandler
Thank
film.
you. I trust that you would do that too.
Maybe I should watch it.
Maybe it's great.
I know that
It's just sitting under your bed doing you no good.
There's a box of when I was a child, drawings and stuff from preschool and kindergarten.
Your mom's like, get this out of my house.
I just took it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that's where those journals exist.
That's cool, though. That's different. Keep that.
The journals I wrote in 1989 with all the anxiety on my brain about all the stories were the same. I'm an inanimate object and nobody wants me and I'm thrown in the trash. And then I escape the trash and I run away, but then somebody comes and then they want me and then I say, I don't want you to want me. And the cycle repeats. It's called ambivalent attachment. Look it up.
That's what you had at 7?
When you feel like someone doesn't want you, you're sad. And the moment like, hey, how you doing? It's like, leave me alone.
Like now does it feel like it's too late? Like you should have wanted me before?
Yeah, and say, how dare you?
Right. Okay.
But these notes from my teacher, the fact that nobody flagged any of this stuff. You read these things and it's a cry for help. First grade me.
Mm-hmm. Well, they thought you were creative.
Yeah, very creative. Smiley face. There was one about being a light bulb, being burned out and not being replaced. And the teachers, I always knew you were a very bright boy. Like a pun. You're writing a pun.
Wow. Maybe, I mean.
When the sweet little child is crying for help.
They're reading your thing and they're like, clever. You know what I mean? Like they're not looking that deep. Because they hate their jobs.
I don't think my teacher hated her job at that point.
Yeah.
The fact that she was still teaching first grade 20 years later, maybe she hated it by then, but she was a relatively new teacher and seemed to enjoy things. Also on my list, a frying pan. I have an old frying pan that I'll never use again.
Under your bed?
Well, no, we're moving.
Around.
Under the bed.
Why do you have a frying pan that you're not going to use?
Under the bed, by the way, we can wrap this up. The under the bed part. My bed's on lifts. It's higher. For that it makes sense. You need extra storage.
Yeah.
But it's packed.
You could have so much more room.
With the boxes of God knows what.
Oh, I cannot wait
I know
to get into those boxes.
I know there used to be a chocolate fish under there from Valentine's Day that someone gave me. It says, you're a catch.
A chocolate fish?
You're a catch.
Oh, that's just dead.
I finally did throw that thing away.
Oh, God. I thought you were telling me it's still there.
Oh, it stayed there for years and years. That one got thrown away in the move. Just because it was a food item that wasn't in a freezer.
Yeah, if you move from this apartment, are you keeping the White Castles? You're like, gotta keep these.
Well, it would be something if I put them in the suitcase with the bowling balls. No, there's a frying pan. It sits on my stove. I got a new frying pan.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to throw away the other frying pan. So
Why?
Think about all the eggs that I cooked on it during those happy times in my life.
Do you really not want to throw away the frying pan for real?
No. I don't want to. I don't know why.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to. This is what the show is leading to. I will throw the frying pan away.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that covers a lot of it. And then I said, here's what it says. Purging, need to clean, closet shoes, did that, under bed, holy water DVDs, frying pan, freezer, and then brain. Need to purge my brain.
Ooh. What does that look like?
I think it looks like purging the neuroticism that drives this.
Right.
False sense of history attached to inanimate objects.
Don't you think it's a little OCD-ish? Because if you keep the items, then somehow it's keeping the memory alive in a physical form. But I think that like if you had almost like exposure therapy, right? Where you take the things and you get rid of them and then you see that like, oh, those memories still exist. I don't need the physical object because first of all, you're not every time you're in that closet and you look skyward to wherever that huge bag is with the bowling ball in it because you have really high ceilings. I don't know how you got the suitcase with a bowling ball up that high. Anyway.
Yeah. Strength, muscles.
Strong. Okay. But you're not
manliness.
You're not looking up there every day and you're like, good times. It's not something like.
There's also a 3-disc changer up there. An old stereo.
Yeah. I want those speakers though.
Also, the NES is up there. My NES.
Oh, so I have. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a lot of Nintendo games that I have nothing to. I can't put them anywhere. I can't put them in any system. I sold my NES and it was so hard to do. But I sold it. It was on eBay.
What'd you get for it?
I don't remember.
I don't know if they're that valuable, are they?
I think they probably use it for parts, right?
Well, that's the thing with my NES is good luck getting the games to start. The contacts and the console itself need
impossible.
To be clean.
But like I said, I have a big container full of all of my games and I put it down in some storage because I can't get rid of them.
Well, look, I have the NES. If I can get that thing working, I could probably open it up myself and fix what needs to be fixed.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I know. Sometimes, though, it's like you have to put a game on top of the... Have you ever seen that technique where people like put a game in the NES and push it down and then put a game on top of it to like connect them even harder because for some reason the contacts aren't...
Yeah, it's just putting pressure. It's like compressing everything.
Yeah.
It was like the sliding back and forth when it was in there. You go left to right.
I never did that.
That would work.
All the blowing.
The blowing.
Everyone has a technique where you do it like fast. You do it like really slow.
The blowing, I think, has been proven to be false.
It's like, it's dusty. Blow it up.
I mean,
I like to think of it as I was like heating it up. And then also maybe like a little bit of my spit was somehow like creating a spark or something.
Were you huffing on it?
Well, I was going like, I wasn't like where it's cold. It was like, I was slow. I was a slow blower.
Even when you're doing that, though, I know the sound of blowing.
I know. I'm sorry. I know.
The sound of blowing into the cartridge.
Yeah.
And well, look, I'm not going to get rid of that. I did have a PlayStation 2 that I took to work at some point. And then that company shut down and I lost my job. And I didn't grab that, so it's gone. Here's the part of me feels like I should care that it's gone. Like, oh my god, that was my PlayStation 2.
Yeah. But
do I really care? Vice City was on. I had Vice City. I'll never get to play that again, I guess. You can find them.
Yeah, it's so easy to get stuff now.
Yeah, so
you just like download it onto your TV probably, some weird thing.
I refuse to get a smart TV. They spy on you.
Who cares? What do they see?
Becoming paranoid. The paranoid hoarder.
That's the thing. Like, I really don't care if things are spying on me that much. I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm using the old laptop to look at some porn. If I open it up and then the TV's spying on you and some people are recording it.
No one's recording
laughing.
Anything. Well, then what? You don't even know what's happening, so who cares?
Yeah, until it's out there.
Yeah, what are they doing? Why would they put it out there?
So other people can laugh at you. For doing something that most other people do. But for some reason, it's still
How
an embarrassing
often
thing.
do you see people posting videos, secret videos?
Oh, I'm sure there's sites. I even looked for these sites. I'm sure that they exist out there.
Yeah, on the dark web.
Watch this loserjerkit.com.
Yeah. Watch this guy in his home being secretly recorded doing something private. Ooh, what a loser.
Well, you did say that maybe this behavior is OCD, and I can't deny that
it
isn't. I went through a very typical OCD phase in 7th grade where I'd flip my pillow over 3 times before I went to sleep, and I had a TV in my room that just had an antenna, so it had 7 channels, but I'd cycle through the channels forward, not backward, another 3 times and before I turned off the TV and went to sleep.
Oh, wow. How'd you get through that? Did it just pass, like, phased out?
I think I just forced myself not to do that stuff. And then it manifested in other ways.
Okay.
Because that stuff doesn't really go away. It's just like, okay, you closed off that vent will seep out of these other cracks.
I was going to say quickly that I think that a lot of people have trouble with purging because they look at these things and they think, well, these are worth money. Like maybe they have a bunch of nice things that they are never going to use again or just need to go. But they think, well, I can't just donate it. This is worth something. And so they either don't get around to trying to sell it or it just stays, right? Like they've removed it from wherever it was with the idea, the dream of selling it and making something from it. Or it's like, well, I'll just keep this until I learn how to sell it or figure out how to sell it. And I feel like you need to know thyself in that moment and know whether you're really going to do it. If you're the kind of person that is like a real go-getter and is gonna do it and you have a motor, you trust yourself to do it, then go for, all right, do it. If you are not, just donate it. Take it to one of those clothing and shoes bins. Go to a Goodwill. Go to the other one. All those other places. Just get it out. Put it in your trunk and take it somewhere. Get it out. Don't try and sell it. You ain't gonna sell it.
Here's what I will say, and I agree with what you're saying. I've never been at the point where this stuff's worth money, so I'm not holding on to things for that reason. But when I do throw things away, once it's done, it's okay. I don't even think about it again.
Yeah.
It's just that point of taking it and getting rid of it. And when in therapy for a long time, we were in this room when I would go meet with my therapist that had a rug, and each week I would bring an item that was small enough to fit under the rug, and we just leave it under the rug. It was a way to practice this. It was also funny because other therapists used that room, and other, patients would go in there, and then they end up moving offices.
What'd they find under there?
I never got my stuff back, but there was like an old license under there. There were ticket stubs. I think there were old plane tickets.
Wow.
Yeah. So whenever they were moving, they lifted up that rug.
They're like, what? Well, if they found a license, they know who it was.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We continued it after we moved out of that room, though, and started putting things in a shoebox, and that's where that license went. So the license didn't make it under the rug.
This was something you and your therapist did?
Yeah.
Oh, she told you to bring this stuff?
Well, it was my idea to leave it under the rug. But it was an attempt to practice getting rid of these things.
Wow.
These things that I didn't need to keep.
Wow. So would you bring things and you would talk about the items?
Just at the end of the session. It's like, and this week, I brought this. And it was fun until it wasn't. And when it got old, we just stopped it.
Okay. Maybe, you worked through something you didn't need to do anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm getting there.
Like it was, I just mean at the moment, you were getting something from doing it, and then you weren't getting it anymore, so you guys stopped.
And purging my brain, which will purge the rest of the stuff. And then I'll have a minimalist apartment with a crate and a big spool as a coffee table. Mm-hmm. A crate as a chair.
Just things that you find.
What were those big wooden spools where do you even get those things?
I mean, you know what? The wooden spools from the 80s are the what are those slatted things that people like turn into shelves and things? You know what I'm talking about? What are those called? Those slats that you can get, like these wooden oh my God. They're all over Pinterest.
I don't keep up with this stuff.
Oh, hold on. I have to people are hitting their steering wheels listening to this. Saying,
Let them.
It's the wooden pallets.
Oh, people use pallets as shelving?
Well, not just shelving.
Pallets are cheap wood. Those things, they serve one function.
So you stack them up on your wall and you do whatever, and it's a garden wall. You take the wood from it and you do this to it, and it's a coffee table. You do this, you do that. It's a shelf, a bookshelf. Yeah, there's a whole thing. So I think that's the wooden spool of now.
No, that's not going to happen. Don't worry. I'll still keep things that make me human.
Yeah, of course. Just a balance.
Yeah, not gonna spool.
The stuff that's under your bed and in your closet are representative of your state of mind.
Well, we'll go through that at some point.
I'm really excited.
And, maybe I'll take some of my clothes.
Maybe next episode.
And put some of my clothes on that Facebook marketplace.
Well, that's another thing about selling stuff. Now it's gotten even easier to sell. You're just like random, who knows what.
I'm not going to try to sell my clothes.
But people do that.
I'll just get rid of them. Or maybe I'll post them. Do you want these?
Especially with baby clothes. People receive expensive baby clothes and their kids never even wear them, and someone gave them some I don't know, some stupid pair of something from somewhere expensive. And so they want to I just can't get rid of these. I'm going to sell them. Like, just donate them.
And stop caring about money so much. I mean, it gets a little extreme.
It does.
I guess some people enjoy that. I've got these things. I'm going to try to make some money.
But that's what I'm saying. Those people have a motor, and they should know that they are the person who will do that. The rest of us ain't going to do it. So just know yourself and donate it. Get it out of your house. Out.
Yeah, I'm going to post some of these. Well, I can't really post because I don't have Facebook, but we'll get some of these clothes out there, and then anyone can take them.
Maybe you should donate them to our listeners.
Okay.
Some of the stuff under your bed. People can claim them. You ever watch those people sell LuLaRoe on Facebook?
I don't know what LuLaRoe is.
LuLaRoe is a multi-tiered marketing something where people are selling like clothing. And what they'll do is they're having like a Facebook Live and they'll show things on a hanger and they'll be like, okay, this is item 291. It's a large, this print, it's gorgeous, blah, blah. And then so people watching the Facebook Live will say like, I want it. I want 219. And they're like, okay, Jenny, you got 219, and they'll write down. So maybe that's what we could do. We could have a Facebook Live with your items and we'll start. We'll go through everything and we'll just give it away to everyone. Something like that.
I don't want to be a part of LuLaRoe.
No, I'm not saying LuLaRoe. I'm saying as an example.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. One topic. Like, subscribe, rate, review us.
You always, what, do you feel embarrassed to do this part?
I do, I guess.
Is that why you,
Well, it's so shilly. Thanks for listening to One Topic. See, I'll do it for real.
You just say, hey, thanks for listening. Rate and review us. Have a good night.
Give me computer. Give me computer.
Hey, Greg.
Hey, Autumn.
Do you like hot sauce?
I do like hot sauce, but I'm getting pretty bored of my regular Texas Pete or Tabasco. I'm looking for a local sauce without any additives or extracts. A company that uses local peppers so it's as fresh as possible, and a company that really cares about the integrity of the sauce and where their ingredients come from.
Definitely.
And hey, while we're at it, I don't want a sauce with too many ingredients. A lot of other sauces out there, they have all kinds of fillers. So I'd love to find a sauce with, I don't know, let's say no more than 5 ingredients. I mean, it's crazy, but there's gotta be a company out there that hand processes their sauce. Bottling and labeling every bottle themselves. I'm probably asking a lot.
Well, you really are, but there is a hot sauce out there who only uses 5 ingredients,
What?
0 fillers, additives, or extracts, and who bottles, labels, and packages everything themselves. It's called Hot Sauce.
What?
They're a small batch hot sauce company out of Chattanooga, Tennessee that's won Best Louisiana-style sauce in the country. How many times? Not once, not twice, 3 times.
3 times!
How does that sound, Greg?
I think that sounds amazing.
You know how you can get your own bottle of hot sauce?
No, tell me please now.
Hoffandpepper.com. And not only am I giving you the gift of the best hot sauce that you'll ever taste, I'm going to give you 15% off if you use the code ONETOPIC15.
Hold on, that's...
Yes, get a pen and paper.
1 topic 15.
Good. That's ONETOPIC 15, all squished together at checkout. You'll get 15% off your order and your life will be better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.